One of the hardest things to admit is that sometimes we do not just get hurt by the wrong people once, we keep giving them more chances to do it again. We tell ourselves maybe this time will be different. Maybe they finally understand. Maybe they have changed. Maybe the version of them we keep hoping for will finally show up and stay. And because hope can feel stronger than reality when the heart is attached, many people end up staying loyal to potential long after the truth has already become painful. A lot of people give second chances because they do not want the pain of letting go to be real. Ending something means facing disappointment fully. It means accepting that all the waiting, all the understanding, all the emotional effort may not have led where you wanted it to go. So instead of grieving what is true, people often choose one more chance, not always because it feels right, but because it delays the loss. It gives the heart a little more time to keep believing. Apologies can also make people stay longer than they should. When someone says the right words, shows regret, or promises to do better, it can reopen hope immediately, especially if you are someone who sees the good in people. You may think they really mean it this time. You may want to believe that their apology is a turning point. But many people learn this the hard way. An apology can sound sincere and still not lead to real change. And when someone keeps repeating the same hurtful pattern, the problem is no longer whether they understand. The problem is whether they are willing to live differently. Another reason people keep giving second chances is because they are attached to who the person used to be or who they sometimes still are in brief moments. Maybe there were beautiful beginnings. Maybe there are still flashes of kindness, closeness, and warmth. And those moments can be very powerful. They make it harder to walk away because they keep reminding you of what the connection could feel like. But sometimes, people stay committed to the memory of a person more than the reality of who that person has become. Many people also give second chances because they blame themselves. They wonder if they were too emotional, too demanding, too impatient, too sensitive. They tell themselves, maybe I could have handled it better. Maybe I expected too much. Maybe I should be more understanding. This kind of self-doubt can keep someone trapped in a painful cycle for a long time. Because once you start questioning your own right to be hurt, it becomes easier to excuse what should have been a clear warning sign. Sometimes what keeps people attached is not even love in the healthiest sense. Sometimes it is longing, emotional dependency, and the fear of starting over. The wrong person may still feel familiar, and familiar can feel safer than unknown, even when it hurts. So people return to the same connection, not because it truly gives them peace, but because they do not yet trust themselves to face the emptiness that comes after letting go. The pain is known, the future is not, and for many hearts, known pain feels less frightening than uncertain healing. For some people, giving too many chances begins much earlier in life than they realize. If you grew up chasing love, trying to earn approval, or hoping unavailable people would finally become consistent, you may carry that pattern into adult relationships. You may feel strangely drawn to the same emotional struggle, waiting, hoping, enduring, proving, trying again. Not because it is healthy, but because part of you learned that love is something you hold on to through pain instead of something that meets you with steadiness. This is why people often protect the wrong person more than they protect themselves. They explain their behavior. They soften the story. They focus on their stress, their trauma, their difficult past, their confusion. And while compassion is beautiful, compassion without boundaries can become self-abandonment. Understanding why someone hurts you does not make the hurt smaller, and it does not automatically make them safe to keep close. The truth is, giving second chances is not always a sign of weakness. Sometimes it comes from loyalty, sometimes from deep emotional investment, sometimes from the genuine desire to believe people can grow. But even good qualities can wound you when they are not balanced with self-respect. If your kindness keeps placing you back into the same pain, then kindness alone is not enough. At some point, wisdom has to join it. One of the clearest signs that someone may be the wrong person to keep giving chances to is repetition. Not one mistake, but the same pattern in different forms, the same broken promise, the same dishonesty, the same emotional inconsistency, the same apology followed by the same behavior. Real change usually shows up in actions, not just intentions. It shows up in effort, accountability, consistency, and a different pattern over time. Without that, another chance often becomes another wound. A painful part of healing is realizing that your love, patience, and understanding cannot do someone else's inner work for them. You cannot love a person into maturity. You cannot stay calm enough, loyal enough, or forgiving enough to force them to become who you need them to be. And the longer people hold on to that hope, the longer they often delay their own healing, because they are still waiting for clarity from someone whose actions have already spoken. There comes a moment when the question changes. It stops being will they finally change and becomes how much more of myself will I lose waiting for them to? That is often the turning point, because repeated disappointment does not only hurt your feelings, it slowly affects your peace, your confidence, your trust, and your ability to relax. And when a connection keeps making you anxious, doubtful, and emotionally drained, it is worth asking whether you are giving chances out of love or out of fear of letting go. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do for yourself is refuse to keep reopening a door that only leads to the same pain. That does not mean you become cold. It does not mean you stop believing in growth. It simply means you begin valuing your emotional safety as much as you value their potential. It means you stop calling repeated hurt a phase. You stop calling inconsistency confusion. You stop calling your exhaustion patience. Healing from this pattern often means learning that closure does not always come from the other person finally becoming what you hoped for. Sometimes, closure comes from seeing clearly at last, from accepting what their pattern has shown you, from realizing that another chance will not create a different outcome if nothing real has changed, and from understanding that protecting your peace is not cruelty, it is emotional maturity. So if you have been giving too many second chances to the wrong person, try not to shame yourself for it. There is usually tenderness underneath that pattern. There is usually hope, fear, and an old ache that still wants love to stay. But love should not require endless chances just to become safe. The right people may make mistakes, but they will not make a home inside the same wound over and over again. If this spoke to something you have lived through, subscribe to Everyday Psychology for more calm, honest insights into the emotional patterns so many people silently struggle with.